Part 10. The Final Road. After the failed attempt at Paramount to launch a new Dune film, 5 years had drifted by, and any talk of a new Dune movie had cooled off. All that changed, however, when in November of 2016 news had broke that Legendary Entertainment had landed the rights to the classic Dune novel. As seen here from this Variety article from November 21st, 2016. Legendary Entertainment has acquired the rights from the Frank Herbert estate for his iconic novel Dune, granting the production entity the film and television motion picture rights to the work. The agreement calls for the development and production of possible film and TV projects for a global audience. The projects would be produced by Thomas Tull, Mary Parent, and Cale Boyder, with Brian Herbert, Byron Merritt, and Kim Herbert serving as executive producers. Legendary Entertainment was founded in the year 2000 by Thomas Tull, who had a background in private equity business. Thomas Tull founded Legendary Entertainment after raising $500 million from private equity firms. It was the first major motion picture production of its kind to pair with major Wall Street private equity and hedge fund investors. Thomas Tull would executive produce under the Legendary banner many films including Superman Returns, 300, The Dark Knight, Watchmen, and Interstellar, just to name a few. In 2016, Legendary Entertainment would be bought out by the Chinese conglomerate Wanda Group for $3.5 billion. It seemed that Legendary would have some serious plans for Dune after purchasing not only film but television rights as well. Also, Warner Brothers would distribute the film. With the talk of a new Dune film back in the works, there was a burning question among Dune fans. Who would direct this film? Enter Denis Villeneuve. In December of 2016, it was revealed that Legendary Entertainment was in talks with Villeneuve to direct their new adaptation of Dune. It would be tweeted out by Brian Herbert on January 31st, 2017, that it was no longer just talk, but it was now official. Denis Villeneuve was on board to direct a new Dune film. It's official. Legendary Pictures has signed the very talented Denis Villeneuve to direct the exciting new Dune series film project. This news got many fans excited, as Denis Villeneuve had quickly become one of Hollywood's most sought-after directors in a few short years. Denis Villeneuve was born October 3, 1967, in Quebec, Canada. As a young boy growing up, he had an appetite for science fiction books, European comic artists such as Jean Girard, and films like Stanley Kubrick's space epic 2001. Frank Herbert's Dune was one of his favorite science fiction books. Villeneuve broke into the movie business in 1991 when he won the Radio Canada film competition course Europe Achi. Some of the films Denis Villeneuve would go on to direct would be Polytechnique, Incendies, Prisoners, Enemy, and Sicario. The film that first brought him to my attention was the 2016 science fiction film Arrival. Arrival was based on the science fiction short story Story of Your Life, written by science fiction author Ted Chiang, and first published in Starlight 2 in 1998. I first read Ted Chiang's Story of Your Life back in 1999 when it was included in the 16th annual edition of the year's Best Science Fiction. When Arrival was announced, I was excited to see the movie since I had read the short story it was based on. The film did not disappoint when I saw it. It was quite a change of pace from most of the blockbuster sci-fi films at the time. This was followed up a year later by Blade Runner 2049, a movie I was very skeptical about, as the original Blade Runner was a personal favorite of mine. However, the film blew me away. After seeing those films, the news of Denis Villeneuve directing a new adaptation of Frank Herbert's Dune got me very excited. With a director locked in to direct the film, who would write the script? Legendary would turn to Eric Roth. Screenwriter and producer Eric Roth, who is well known for writing the screenplays for Forrest Gump, 1994, and The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, 2008. The script duties would end up being shared between Eric Roth, John Spaihts, and Denis Villeneuve himself. When Paramount was going to do Dune, they wanted the story contained in one film, which was a mistake that was made by the 1984 David Lynch film. The new Dune film by Denis Villeneuve would be split into two films. This, combined with Villeneuve's own confession that Dune was one of his favorite sci-fi books, was a good sign the property had fell into the right hands. In July of 2018, it was announced that Denis Villeneuve had found his lead for the starring role of Paul Atreides. It would be Timothée Chalamet, a very quickly rising star in Hollywood. Timothée Chalamet was born in New York City on December 27, 1995. He decided to become an actor after being inspired by Heath Ledger's performance in The Dark Knight. The earliest acting credit I could find for him on IMDb is a short film called Sweet Tooth from 2008. He would make his feature film debut in the 2014 Jason Reitman film Men, Women, and Children. That same year, he would also appear in the Christopher Nolan film Interstellar. However, two films that would really put him into the spotlight is the 2017 film Call Me By Your Name and Beautiful Boy in 2018. He was quickly becoming the hot thing in Hollywood, so timing for him to play Paul Atreides couldn't have worked out better. As an interesting side note, he is almost the same age as actor Kyle MacLachlan was when he originally played the role in 1984, Kyle MacLachlan being 24 at the time, and Timothée Chalamet being 23. With one of Hollywood's hottest directors on the film and one of its rising stars in the lead, things would come together quickly for the film, as it would be filled with some serious star power. To be casted in the film would be Rebecca Ferguson as Lady Jessica, Oscar Isaac as Duke Leto Atreides, Stellan Skarsgård as the Baron Harkonnen, Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho, Zendaya as Chani, Dave Bautista as the Beast Raban, Javier Bardem as Stilgar, Charlotte Rampling as Gaius Helen Mohim, Chen Chang as Dr. Yue, David Dastmalchian as Peter de Vries, Josh Brolin as Gurney Halleck, and Stephen McKinley Henderson as Thufir Hawat, plus more. To score the film, Hans Zimmer would be brought on board. Richard P. Rubenstein and John Harrison would still remain attached to this new Dune project as executive producers. Finally, after 11 years and 5 months from when Dune was first rumored to be made again into a film, Denis Villeneuve began filming his new adaptation of Dune on March 18, 2019. With a new Dune film in full swing would come the announcement and release of new Dune-related merchandise, like Dune Funko Pops, a new Dune board game, and a new Dune hardcover release. Also the announcement of new video games and a tabletop RPG in the works. Along with new toys and games would come the announcement of a Dune-based TV series, which would focus on the Bene Gesserit sisterhood and take place in the same universe as the film. How fans, critics, and the box office will respond to this film, one can only guess at this point. However, anticipation for this film is high, and Dune fans are excited. On December 18th, 2020, Dune fans will find out if this new big screen adaptation of Frank Herbert's classic novel will do the story justice. My hope is that it will, and I cannot wait to return to the sands of Arrakis. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.